In this week's video, we got the old OBS 350 running again. Well, sort of. Kind of. Welcome back to the channel. We got the OBS truck still in the garage. Time to start giving this old truck a diet. Here's a list of things that I want to do in this week's video is to remove the rear bumper, the front bumper, the fuel tank, and from there, let's just start with that. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. All right, let me show you what I want to do on the rear bumper. Initially, I wanted to keep this pivot action that we got going on here. It's greasable. The frame kind of sticks out further than I would like. The bumper is definitely too low. So this is what I'm thinking about, cutting the bumper off right about there. That will shorten it only like 3 inches, but it's gonna raise the bumper a good 1.5 feet. And I wanted to build that piece that's on the back of the wrecker that goes underneath the front bumper, and then you can chain it to the axle, and it hangs off the boom up in here. And that, I don't even know what that piece is called. That was my concept here by keeping these, but we can just remove them, either build new ones or see if I can salvage this, because that is my style. I like to reuse whatever I can. So I'm thinking about, we'll buy another round stock, weld it either on the inside here, so then that piece will pivot up through here and down and tuck right on the backside of the boom and down underneath, and then it will be flat down this rail. So that's the new plan of attack, is we'll just rebuild that pivot point there, somewhere up in that region, leaving us to lop the frame off right there. And another plus, if you guys can see, I'm in a little garage, so then I can move the truck back probably another foot before it hits the garage door, and then we can utilize that space up front a little bit more. Get the OBS truck lifted up and start working on the drivetrain and start pulling the drive shafts, the fuel tank, as I mentioned. And gotta still keep it a roller, because I don't want to keep this thing in here permanently. So let's pull the drivetrain, the rear bumper, the front bumper, the fuel tank. Now I'm on repeat, so let's just get to work. Well, there you have it. We got the OBS rear bumper off. We got it up on jack stands. Now the next move is to remove the fuel tank on that old truck. It is quite big. I'm not sure if there's any fuel in it. I don't know. It seems pretty empty. Might be pretty easy because I think one strap is already rusted. I believe this fuel tank is going to be quite easy to take down. This strap is already broke, so we're good there. And then the other strap is right here. So we'll just cut this bolt and watch that fuel tank fall to the ground. Wait. I need to cut this bracket off. Then watch this gas tank fall to the ground. We got the fuel tank down, and it appears we made the right decision by removing that fuel tank. So much more room for activities. And then we look at the fuel tank. Whoa. And whoa. Like, you couldn't even see that initially because the frame rail, the cross members are sitting there. And I didn't even see those holes with all the gunk and the frame rails there. So I am glad that we took that fuel tank down. The fuel lines are hot trash. So look at the plastic skid on the bottom of the fuel tank. We could use it for a bobsled. So let's clean up our little mess here. Get rid of this cruddy tank, clean up the floor a little, and then we'll move up to the front.
Three days later.
Well, it's been a couple days since we've been out in the garage. We got that rear bumper taken off the OBS. Now let's focus on taking this front bumper off and trying to get that plow assembly off. I think we'll start with those lights, take the lights off, try to weasel that chrome bumper off, and then see what else we got going on with this old plow. Now we got to get inside here and try to get this controller out of this cab. Check out this score. Yeah, bow tie. So we got the front bumper off, the OBS. Now we got to try to get this little valance off because it appears there's a bolt coming in through here on this bumper horn and 2 bolts down here. And it looks like the plow should come off, but check this out. I found something inside here, a little 10mm wrench. So it's not just 10mm sockets that we lose, wrenches too that disappear. How long do you think this little guy was sitting in there? All right, I'm on the struggle bus here trying to get this plow off. It was like built on here, then welded on here, then bent on here. Let me show you what's going on. This is the original bumper horn type deal going on. And there's bolts in there and way inside that you cannot even see. That guy there. I got the 3 on each side punched out, but then they go into nowhere land, which I think they're going inside this bumper horn. Could just cut these bolts off, but I'm thinking this bumper horn is connected to this frame under here. So if I take these 3, maybe this bumper horn will come out. Not sure how. If we're gonna build a new bumper for this OBS with a winch plate and everything, I'm gonna take this factory horn out anyways. So I might as well see if those 3 bolts come out or pull this guy out and hopefully get to that bottom bolt underneath that frame there. We'll keep after it. We moved it?
Yep.
Got it. We got that bumper horn off. Did we get it off, Bubba? Yeah. We did. It worked. Those 3 bolts pulled this out. Now we can get to that back bolt. But wait, more mystery stuff. How the heck does a spark plug get in there? Well, we did it. We got the old plow mount off the OBS. Gave us a little troubles once we figured out how many bolts there were, where they were coming from. it was pretty smooth from there. We did have to cut a couple of those bolts anyways, but all the brackets are still in place. So if anyone else wants to buy that OBS plow, it's theirs, and it should bolt right onto their OBS Chevy truck. That's really why I didn't want to cut too much of it in the first place, because maybe someone else wants that, and it should bolt right on. All right, it's getting late. It's almost like 11 o'clock, and I gotta wake up at 5 for work. Another project, another item marked off the list. I'm off to bed. See you guys in a couple seconds. Hey, it's the next day, and we're back in the garage. I don't know how much we're gonna get done tonight. It's late already. And yeah, I thought I'd just give you guys a little peek underneath this hood, show you what's going on. We already have some tools sitting here and some squirrel nuts. And I opened the radiator cap. We got no fluid. Not a big deal because we are replacing this motor. I'm going to show you this dual battery setup. It looks like here's the cable that went to that back pump for the lift back there. What kind of sketchiness do you think's under there? And then the dual battery setup, the cable goes across the motor into this custom battery box. So that's a little sneak peek on the 350. Probably gonna see if this thing kind of turns over, which might be a selling point. So, getting oil in it. Well, that's a good sign. Black. Wait, is that way over? Let me dip that again. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, but my camera is not focusing. Anywho, that is probably a quart or two over full. I don't know why that would happen. Well, I know why it would happen. Turn this motor over. If I had a battery, like I said, I would just crank it over and see what happened. Pretty. LED ones. That looks sick, wouldn't it? And smoke lights. Check it out. We got lots on the OBS. Don't tell my son, but I stole his battery from his S10. Don't worry, it's on its last leg. I gave it a little boost on the charger here. The little itty bitty charger we got. Because as you can tell, battery is not up to par. The truck does turn over, kind of. Let me show you. Check out these cool green interior lights too. Oh yeah, some classic 80s there. Check it out. Look at that, the dome light works. Well, we didn't find out too much about that motor. I got a couple things going against me. A dead battery. Maybe a locked up starter. Or maybe a locked up motor. So I think the best plan of attack will be maybe pull the radiator, and then we can get a big pry bar on that crank pulley and see if we can get that motor to turn over. I really want to know that because, you know, I'm probably just going to list that motor on Marketplace that it turns over or doesn't. It's either a paperweight or good to someone. Tackle that project tomorrow. All right, I can't do it any longer. Those mirrors have to go. Well, check this out. We got a fresh battery. well, kinda. It's a battery that's charging. We got some starter fluid in this truck. This OBS 350 wants to start. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's all I need to know because I'm not gonna use this motor. But it's cool to know that thing sounds like it wants to run. So it could be someone else's project, or it could be our project and something else. The next items on the list for the OBS is pulling the drivetrain. So we gotta pull the drive shafts, we'll pull the transfer case, we'll pull the transmission, and then we'll get that 350 out of there. Because remember, we're building an LS for this OBS. And another spoiler, if everything goes right this weekend, I'm gonna be picking up a little gift for the OBS. And you'll see that on the next video for this OBS off-road wrecker. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time.